I am Sandy.
And this is Night Right.
This is Night Right. Yes.
Yes.
Um, that's my dog in the background barking on schedule, like you do when you're a dog.
Yeah.
But guys, the baby is in his room, like snuggled up with my mom. It's like the cutest thing ever.
Perfect.
And they're like both dead out. So it's
nice. This is all exactly what we want here.
I know. I think it's very, very positive.
Yeah.
And the dog's gonna totally wake them all up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Tell me about you. Tell us about you right now, Chloe, while I mute myself while the dog barks like crazy.
I know, like you say it like that, and now I don't know.
Tell us about the conference. So Chloe did a really cool conference last weekend.
Actually, hold on. Before we do conference, because I keep forgetting to mention this in my streams, if you go to Charlie Dorset's channel right now, the Pride and Prejudice playlist is live, including my story. Or you can go to my story directly if you go to my personal YouTube page, which is just Chloe Alice Balkin. But that is live. There ended up being, I believe, 12 videos in the compilation. Unfortunately, because of everything else that was going on this weekend, I have not been able to watch them yet. But yeah, you're still muted, Sandy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have been unable to watch anything or participate, but I am very excited to see yours. I think it's going to be great.
So Sunday was the last day of the convention. And I had 3 panels back to back. 4 panels? It was weird because it was 3 panels and there was a break between 2 of them, but then everything got messed up. So I kind of lost that break because things weren't connecting properly. And then directly from that, I had my 3-hour lounge. So I ended up like just talking for 7 hours straight. 7, 8 hours, whatever it ended up being. But yeah, so like I was exhausted from that. I went to bed at 10, but I didn't fall asleep until like 3. And then the same thing happened the next night. And then as I was telling Sandy before we went live, I ran out of allergy medicine and haven't gotten any yet. So like I'm just slowly dying here.
Yeah. That sucks. That's a problem. How are you going to write like that? Not to make your life more difficult.
No, it's totally fine because I don't know. And tomorrow, actually, for those keeping count, is the first day of NaNoWriMo.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's camp, right? This is the second camp of the season. Oh wow, that's fast. Also,
Shadow, what's going on with your computer that it's back in the shop? I know you've been having issues with it a bunch lately. That sucks that it's back in. Brian, this is my writing partner, Sandy. We have been writing together for, like 4 or 5 years now. And she's actually the reason that I stream now. Because, so Sandy used to live in the same town as me. And then she moved a couple states away. And and so we started to do these streams just so that we could still write together. And we were like, but like we can put these on YouTube, whatever. We knew absolutely nothing about the writer streaming community at the time. And we just did it for a while until somehow we ended up finding author tubers. And then from there, I discovered the Twitch side as well. So Sandy and I do this weekly now because Sandy just had a baby. 6 months? 6 months ago now? Is that
7 months ago now?
Wow, Sandy's baby is getting big. But yeah, so Sandy is no longer able to do this full time for the upcoming future. But,
the duration.
yeah, for the duration. But so we see Sandy weekly on my Wednesday evening shows right now.
I don't think you were the one who found author tubers. I feel like I was the one who was like, okay, listen, we're going to do this streaming thing. And you were like, I don't think we can do that. And I was like, no, we can totally do it. There are people who do this. And you were like, we're going to really be bad at that. And I was like, no, you have to watch these other people. Like, we can totally pull this off.
Because you were watching Word Nerds at the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's right. So that was how that happened.
But that was my like primary participation. Everything else has been you. Like it's all been like you finding author tubers and you streaming all the time. So author Brian Liu, I am not a streamer other than here. So you should participate in all of Chloe's.
I don't have a set schedule right now because I had a bad patch a while back and I haven't been able to pick up a set schedule. So like this is it. Like this is the only thing that is scheduled for us right now. And then otherwise it's just pop-ups until
yeah.
Right. And I'm about to go back to work, but at least when I go back to work, I'll have like a regular sleep schedule and I'll be able to have like at least a week notice for when I'll be able to stream. So that's actually, there's like a bit of excitement with that, with going back to work. Also, I don't want to go back to work. But that's
oh my gosh, I have excitement with this too. My in-laws are moving like down to be near us. Yeah, so like this means like yay for my husband and yay for the baby and yay for having somebody who's dying to like hang out with him on a regular basis. So yeah, and yes, this too. Yay, sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, we would never rely on an in-law to be like a permanent babysitter or something. Like I don't think that's fair to grandparents. But I'm really lucky. Mine wanna.
Yeah.
So
and
maybe we'll both
get back to an actual schedule sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always be like, hey, these like this like 4-hour block every couple of days, please just give it to me.
Yeah, like when I can have it. Yeah. Okay, so we should write. Yeah.
And then we'll talk about what we're actually working on today because we never did that and I actually don't know.
Yes.
See you guys in 10 minutes. So, if any of you have ever wondered how I am as a poker player, all you have to do is watch me in the middle of thunder and lightning, and you know that I have zero poker face whatsoever. So, if you have seen me clutch my pearls at all in the last 10 minutes, that's why. Because I react about equal to Chonk. Also, I can still, like, the spoiled milk, I could feel it on my tongue.
Ew.
So, yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, I was putting it into a pot of tea. So, like, I only got a little bit on my tongue just to, like, make sure it was actually spoiled. I don't actually use milk. I'm lactose intolerant. I forgot to get almond milk. So I was using my roommate's milk, which turned out to be spoiled milk. So I also don't like actually really recognize the scent of spoiled milk. So I was like, well, I should taste it as well. But it curdled in my tea. And I thought, I feel like that's not
right.
like that's an issue with fake milk, not real milk. But it's also been like 20 years since I put real milk in tea. So I don't. Anyway, so what I am now drinking is
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Did you get work done?
I like maybe like 5 minutes worth because the baby finally got taken from grandma and put into bed, and there was like a little transition that had to happen. But yes, and I am working on my fellow project, which I don't know if I'll be able to post anything before they start the program, but maybe we'll see.
I mean,
it's coming okay.
One episode written.
I know, but
I had it like transitions into the other episodes, of course. Like, don't
Well, the problem is that I had to like write a new first episode, right? So like my first episode is fine. It just needs to be my second episode, and like I have to.
Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna push that episode back? Okay, that makes sense. I alpha read this for Sandy, so her first 3 chapters, which I guess are now her 2nd through 4th chapters.
Episode. Yeah, and I mean there will be like a little bit of mushing there, right? Where I have to like take parts of the first chapter, now 2nd chapter, and like combine them into the right, because like that would have been all my introductory stuff. So now, I've got to figure out what introductory stuff has to go in the beginning. But still, you're right. Like I'm fairly close to having almost 5 chapters. So I feel good about that. Yeah. What about you? Other than the crazy thunder and lightning, which Chonk looks totally cool with, by the way.
Oh no, he
is snuggled up under like much bedding.
He is doing okay. Oh my god. Okay. Before I tell you how I'm doing, I have to show you. So during the convention, because of the 2 chill-in chats that I hosted, I finally hit everything that I needed to get affiliate, which means that I can start earning money off of my channel. It's like 0 monies. Like I'm not, it just is the next step. But the big thing with it, or like what excited me with it, oh shoot, ignore that. Sorry. It's just going to keep happening. I can now do a custom emote. I can do, I think 3 of them. I've only done 1 so far, but wait until you see this. I'm going to post this on the screen so everybody in YouTube world could see it. It's little chunks.
You have little chunks. Okay. And what do these do? Because I was real confused during the whole conference about these stickers that kept like bouncing on the screen and how people get them.
Oh, I really don't understand. Do you see what he just did? That was because there's more lightning or more thunder outside. So there's like, you can make your own for your channels. First of all, Twitch just has a whole bunch of different stickers that are not your standard emojis. So like going in, you get a lot of like meme themed ones anyways. But then each channel, once they hit affiliate, they can make their own and set. I guess I don't really understand it that well because I've just hit this point, But like that one is if you, I think, subscribe to me, then you get access to the chunk sticker.
That's cool. I
The more
subscribe.
subscribers I get, the more stickers I can give people.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's I yeah, I love this. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And you were wonderful at the panels. Okay, so I watched Chloe's romance market, like how to write sex in any romance genre market one, and like it was really good. I felt like I learned things.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I felt like I was babbling incoherently for a lot of it.
No, are you kidding? You were like totally an expert. It was fine. It was wonderful. I really wanted to see the how to do consent one. Are like replays available?
Yes, they are all available. And I apologize to anybody who watched my morning stream. Like, you guys are just going to have to accept that all week this conversation is going to happen. It's not your fault, Sandy.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault, because it's going to come up. Like, it's still what everybody's talking about, So,
Yes.
so I will send you the direct link to that one. But for most of the panels, if you go to the actual writersconduit.com website, and you go to the panel listing, each panel says who is hosting it, and it's a link. That channel, if you go to their past videos, which is just the videos tab, you should be able to find it there. I know that they are compiling all the videos right now, but I don't think they're done with it yet. And there's also been some weird technical difficulties on Twitch's end, where some of them are still, they didn't shut down. Like, they stopped playing, but Twitch is still reading them as currently broadcasting. It's some weird glitch that just happened to occur at the worst possible time imaginable.
Of course.
But yeah, so I can get this link for that particular one in just a minute if I can find my Discord. Also, during that sprint, so I am working on the cover for my Vela, the Vela alien romance book, and I needed an effect. Yeah, because we're going into another Nano next month, so or tomorrow. Right. So I wanted to make sure that I had that ready, so I didn't have to like deal with it in the middle of all the other craziness. But when I went to do an effect for it, oh, do I not have that one, or was I not tagged on it? Anyways, oh, that's right. These things are just weird how they're tagging. Sorry, I'm like talking to myself at the same time as explaining things. So when I went to do an effect on it, the thing was like, no, you can't do that. Why can I not find this link? I'm sorry. I'll find it during the next sprint, because I got like weird stuff going on. I couldn't find an effect in GIMP, and it turns out that GIMP stopped. Oh, you found it.
I found the writing consent, or the writing and romance market ones. I haven't gotten to the consent one yet.
Gotcha. Yes. It must have been in a different page where it was linked. Anyways, shit.
Sorry, you're talking about covers.
I'm sorry. We are going to start another sprint in just a moment. But anyways, so GIMP, I was looking for a feature. It was the feature that I did, if you remember the wings on the Halloween Angel for Hazel cover, where it's the pumpkin with the like neon light wings behind it. I was trying to find the function that makes that neon light. It was also what I did to do the glow effect on the Kano cover for the alien romance.
Which was awesome.
Turns out that they no longer include that, but there is a backdoor way to install it. So I was in the middle of doing that when we had to go live. And I had to pull up a tutorial to figure out where, like, what directory it needs to go in.
Oh, wow.
And this tutorial, I've been, like, scrolling through it, and I'm at, like, 5 minutes in, and right now they're telling me how to unzip it the second time. Like, I literally just need to know the folder. And if there's anything else I need to do. But, like, that's all I care about. Like, what folder do I have to delete another file?
This is kind of the problem with like online tutorials, isn't it? Like, you never quite get to exactly what you want. You have to just dig through a lot of stuff you don't want.
And
Which
I
is
feel like when it's unzipping something, like just say if you don't know how to unzip things, here's another tutorial for how to unzip things.
yeah.
You know, for that particular thing, because it wasn't even saying this is the folder you need to unzip it to. It was just like download 7-zip to unzip this. Like, okay, we're doing 20 minutes. Sorry for that ramble. We're going to do 20 minutes. I am going to find that stream. I am going to finish watching this video. I'll let you know what directory it goes into in just a minute. I will see you guys in 8:48. Geez, I am not paying attention to time today. Did you get some work done, Sandy? Sandy, you're still muted.
Sorry, I did. It's slow, but it's going well. I feel like I had like a moment with my story where I like this week where like a thing came to me. You know what I mean? Like one of these like the scene was not going right, and then I was like in the shower and thought, oh my gosh, this is what it needs, and it was that magical shower thing.
Yeah. That's why I always keep notebooks in my pocket at work, because if I don't write it down immediately, I will in fact lose it by the time I get home.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm losing a lot of things right now. My mind is Swiss cheese, but this was good enough I didn't lose it. So I'm feeling good about that, but it's still slow writing. How about you? How are you doing?
It literally just went exactly into the directory that I assumed that it went into. I just needed to be told that. But when I opened up the image to work on it again, I realized I hated everything about it, and I'm starting over right now. I didn't hate everything about it. I just didn't balance things right, and I did some overcorrections, and then because I exited out of it, had to save it and exit out, there was no way for me to undo those overcorrections. So I ended up with that. Like, so when you're doing a color change, especially when it's a skin tone, and I'm dealing with aliens, so I have to like take a human model and make them look alien by changing their skin tone. If you just do a color slide on it, it's always going to look very flat and like you just put a film over that picture, even though that is a completely different function on computers. That's colorizing, is putting a film over it. When you are adjusting the color, if you just do a color shift, it's going to end up having that same flat look to it. So you have to go in and adjust the highlights and midtones and shadows separately and kind of like offset their balances slightly. So like for me, he should have a greenish skin tone. So I need the shadows to be a slightly bluer tone and the highlights to be a slightly yellower tone for it to look actually like skin as opposed to just paint on skin, basically. But because I had done an overcorrection on my brightness and contrast, I lost too much variation in those tones. So when I tried to correct it, I ended up with just like a blue chunk, a green chunk, and a yellow chunk. So starting over, which is okay, except like I hate everything about this image. And if I ever put this into an actual novel form, I will be doing a whole new cover for it. The good news is that because it's alien romance, people are used to crappy covers. So it'll fly. It also doesn't help that this is a hairy character. And of course, the model that I picked so he is furry. He is fully furry. He is basically, I would love to say that he is Chewbacca, but he is Sully from Monsters Inc. Except that like what is it, Rule 43? Is that the rule where like if it exists there is porn of it? So but the character like shaves his face to make himself look more human, I guess. I never really explained why he shaved his face.
Yeah, is that why he's constantly shaving? You should add that in.
Yeah, that's absolutely why he's constantly shaving, because if he doesn't, he is fully covered in fur. So he shaves his face to make his face look more like a human. So he's got like a groomed beard and mustache and hair. So I went with a model that has like longer hair. I initially wanted him to have a bushy beard, and like everything was going terribly wrong with free pictures of models with bushy beards. So he's pretty well groomed, which unfortunately means I have more to deal with color, but this is not the optimal model. And if I do actually put this into a novel for like sale as a novel as opposed to a serial, I will actually like pay for a paid stock image. Yeah.
I have many questions about this like hairy grooming business, such as is
Julie is
laser
my
hair treatment
alpha reader,
available?
just as I am her alpha reader.
Yeah. And like
Continue this.
what about waxing? Can you wax? Would waxing make it easier? And like I feel like these are things you're gonna have to answer like real seriously.
I so like I
No, I'm
haven't
joking. But
so
I
I
am
don't want to
worried.
go too much into detail because then it becomes like, well, what's going on with his eye like eyelids? Um and like does he have like a pink dog like nose? Because noses don't have fur on them.
Oh
Does he
my
have
gosh.
a human nose?
Speaking of dogs, I think mine just like
Does he, in fact, have lips? We know he has lips. He has lush, dark purple lips in the story. I used a better term than dark purple. I don't remember what it was now, though, but he has very kissable lips.
oh,
Um,
and not
but
furry, presumably. Did you see my dog walk in right there, like as you were
yeah.
talking about the dog snap? Yeah. Um, that's
But yeah, so that is his character. Um there will I don't know if I'll be spoiling anything by telling you. Maybe I shouldn't tell you about this because
no,
it
don't
could
tell me
spoil
about things
anything.
because I gotta, because
Yeah,
I
like I don't know how much you're assuming about where this plot goes. I feel like you have already made this one assumption. Because you made a comment about it, but like I don't want to ruin it if I misread why you were making that comment.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. So just
love reading this one, so I have to save it a little bit,
yeah.
but like,
This
but I
is
think,
this is what's
but
going to be my camp project. I'm going to be doing Camp Nano. I haven't even like set my stuff up for that, but I am going to be doing Camp Nano. And then I like thanks to Conduit and like everybody talking about it all weekend, I ended up signing up for World Anvil. So I'll be doing the World Anvil summer camp.
what's
I don't know how it's going to work for
world?
me because it seems to be very much like for fantasy and I write space, sci-fi. And I know like one of the questions last year was describe a religion in your world. And I don't really like my characters are like they are space buccaneers that I'm dealing with right now. So there's not really religion. So I don't know how that's going to go, but I will make it work for it. But yeah, and I was going to do Game of Tomes, but like I looked into it and I was like, this is way too complicated for me to figure out in 2 days. So,
Oh my God. I'm just looking at this World Anvil thing. I feel like this was,
that would be really useful for your fantasy.
yes, it would. I feel
Yeah.
like this was designed for me.
I
Like,
mean, I feel like it was designed for all fantasy writers.
yeah, but definitely this was designed for me.
Well, then I'm glad that I clued you into it. Anyways, let's do our next sprint.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have 20 minutes on the forest again. I'm gonna grow a different tree this time, though. I'm gonna grow a moon tree. So 20 minutes on the clock. We'll see you guys at 17 past the hour. Okay, we are back. We are back. How'd you do, Sandy?
I got a little distracted.
Okay.
It was by Facebook post that's totally unrelated to writing and absolutely related to follicles, and also by like a kitchen project that my husband wants to do. He was like, "We need to measure this stuff right now," and I'm like, "I can't measure things right now. I have to go write." So of course I came back like all distracted and like didn't write. How would you?
Understand. I've been there. I'm also having a weird technical difficulty. Hold on one second. There we go. So I ended up completely changing my model entirely, but I actually really like the model that I ended up with. It was one that I had looked at before and dismissed because he was in like a really weird pose, and it's a really bizarre photo where he is holding a honey. Is it still a honey? Is it a honeycomb? The little stick, like when you have a little jar of honey, that little stick that goes in. Is that the honeycomb? Like I know honeycomb is also another term, but that's also a honeycomb, right?
I don't know. I think sometimes it's shaped like honeycomb, but I think it's actually just a honey stir.
Okay. Well, he's holding one of those up like right here. So like the honey is like almost like there was very little space between the honey and where his hair is. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to crop it, but from like doing the original photo that I had picked, I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. And I am so much happier with the results of this. I just have to change. Well, you know what? I was going to say I might have to change my background color. I don't think I will, though, because I was going to put like a flare thing behind him. So I'm just like working on his eyes right now, which is also kind of an issue because, you know, he's got really funky eyes. Like, I feel like in order to sell the alien and not just like a guy with green skin and blue hair, like he really just looks like somebody I would see in Atlanta. I feel like having the messed up eyes will help sell it. But yeah, I'm much happier with where this version of this cover is going.
So I'm feeling right now like perhaps you should consider next time picking your model first, making him an alien, and then writing him. Like model first, make him an alien. So you don't have to do this.
The only time where it's going to be a close-up of the alien's face. Because, of course, most of the alien romance is shirtless body dude. So usually it doesn't matter. But this was the one where, like, if like with this particular character, obviously it was going to be easier to do face than body, unless I literally found a porn of Monsters Inc. So this was the way to go here.
Okay.
Although I have done that before. I've absolutely like redesigned a character because of the cover model I ultimately went with.
I'm sure I have done the same, and I don't write aliens, so I think that you have a especially challenging kind of thing to do. But your covers are always awesome. So Chloe is extremely multi-talented, you guys. Like there's a lot of art in her life. A lot of art. Can we talk about World Anvil Summer Camp for a second?
We can try.
What is this?
I don't know that much about it. I'm just going to give it a whirl. The good news with this, it looks like there's no sign-ups. Just once it starts tomorrow, you kind of click one of the options and go for it. But yeah, absolutely, we could talk about it.
So like what's like how does this work? It looks like there are prompts for a whole month. Like
yeah, okay.
What?
So World Anvil does have a word processor in it. But primarily it is world building software where you basically write articles about different parts of your world. And you can do like art and stuff like that. I really haven't gotten that far into it, but like this is where you build your world. You can also write there if you pay for one of the premium accounts. but primarily, at least at the basic level, it is building a world. So, and then there's like a whole bunch of different categories for things that you can build within your world. So what World Anvil, what the summer camp is they give you 30 prompts, but it's in 3 sets of 10. So you don't have to do a specific prompt every day. You have 10 days to do the 10 prompts that you're given. And I guess, like, from how I understand it, I've never done it before. I literally just signed up for it on Tuesday, I think, which was yesterday. But from how I understand it, you're just going to be given the 10 prompts, and each of the prompts is going to be clickable, and it's going to take you to, a word processor, basically, and you just fill in your answer. Your answer has to be 300 words at least. And then it just gets sorted to wherever it needs to get sorted in your world. You have many questions, but you don't know what they are.
I think this might be amazing.
I feel like if you are writing fantasy, it is the best thing ever. You can also, for somebody like me, you can have a bunch of different worlds. I think at the basic account, like the account that I have that's free, you get 2 worlds, but it looks like the higher, there's like 4 tiers that you can do. In each tier, you can make more worlds.
This is craziness. I also, like, there's monetizing. How do you monetize this? What are you monetizing?
Okay, so I feel like for that, with what little I have got, okay, there's 2 different ways, the best I can tell. What I was going to say is it looks like you can kind of partner up with them and like Twitch or whatever, and just by streaming it and therefore advertising it, like a partner program where basically if you get enough viewers in your stream, it monetizes. But the other thing is, I know that a lot of people use it for like Patreon stuff. So if somebody is Patreon, is that the right word? If somebody's your Patreon, then you can unlock things for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, like I am 2 days ahead of you on this. The good news is that that convention I was just at, a bunch of the World Anvil people were there, and there were World Anvil panels. I did not watch them.
But they're available. Okay.
They are available. I only say it that way, not because I'm not going to watch them. I would like to when I have a moment to. I cannot endorse them right now because I haven't watched them. I have no idea who was on it or anything.
Yeah, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. Also, I need to close this tab right now. Closing, because I, like Shadow's Lair, will be attempting to sign onto World Anvil instead of writing my Vela project, which does not require a World Anvil.
It does not. It does not. You're writing in a law firm.
Yeah. It requires no special... Well, it requires all kinds of specialized knowledge, just I have no need for
That's not the type of specialized knowledge that you need.
Yeah. But wow. Oh.
Yeah. These things that we are learning by becoming more active in the community. Oh, Charlie is rating us. Charlie, also uses World Anvil. We were just talking about that.
Yes.
We are about to start a sprint though, like right now.
I love something Charlie as like their
that's I'm gonna have to figure out something for myself.
Yeah.
If I figure out something for myself, hopefully I will also remember to start doing it, because every single time I hit the end broadcast, 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to raid. Okay, so we are going to grow a watermelon. We're going to do this for 20 minutes. It is 27 past, so we will see you guys at 47 past, where hopefully we'll be able to talk with Charlie about Rolling Anvil if he's sticking around. But like, if you're going somewhere else, Charlie, go somewhere else. I'm not trying to hold Charlie back. Okay, we'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, I am back. Sandy is scrambling to get back. Welcome back. Still muted.
Still muted, and my mouse was not working. Okay.
Everything's fine. We're doing great here.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Yeah. I'm still not getting anything done because now the whole Facebook thing is.
Although, Facebook. I thought you were going to say World Anvil.
No. I'm back to a Facebook issue. Although I will say, like, unlike your somewhat dramatic Facebook experiences.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you run across some craziness.
I do. I don't know why I let myself get wrapped up in it, but oh my God. Mine
is of another mom whose kid is stuck in the NICU for the same reason mine was. So I'm trying to, and I know, like, days matter with that, right? Like, she wants her kid out, like, now. So I'm trying to give her feedback.
How old is hers?
I'm not sure. I think she said 3 weeks. So like just about exactly the same age that like mine was when he got out of the NICU, and with the same problem. So like, but not with doctors fixing it the same way that ours did. So like those they're really interesting situations, right? It's one of the few times where social media actually helps, right? Like, cause I can be like, oh, this is what our doctors did that was incredibly helpful.
Right.
Maybe you should talk to yours and see if that's a possibility for you. Because you can't diagnose someone like online, but you can tell them your experiences. And
yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, so I'm writing. It's just a really long medical comment that has nothing to do with fiction.
But it is productive in a sort of way.
It's important. I don't know. I mean,
that is the right word. Important. Like, productive, it's really not productive, but like it's important. Yeah.
Although honestly, for me, like, this will probably become another nonfiction book at some point, right? Like, I'll probably write down a bunch of my experiences. So sometimes stuff like this actually kind of like, it'll help me later on when I'm trying to organize thoughts, because I'll already have written a bazillion comments.
Right.
Anyway, what about you? How's your cover art going?
So I had a crash. So I had to start over. But like, I am back where I was. I am past where I got to last time. I just also, like, I had the paintbrush I wanted to use. That again, like, this whole thing was that I was going to use this paintbrush and then use this glow effect on it to do the backlight on him, so it looked more creative than just like a drop shadow. And then when I had to go through all this effort to get these script to alpha scripts reinstalled, I ended up getting a whole bunch more paintbrushes as well. So of course now I have to go through like every flipping one of the 200 paintbrushes I just got to prove that most likely the one that I initially used was absolutely the one to do.
I know what you mean with that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look, I have this new toy box. I better make sure the 199 of them that I don't need really seriously aren't better. I should test them all.
The same crap with fonts. Yeah.
Except that mostly right now I don't do my own covers anymore, right? Like, I mean, I'm not publishing like you are right this second anyway, but I can't, with the exception of like the simple stuff. It takes me so much time and I can't possibly achieve. You could totally be a cover designer, if you ever.
No,
you could.
I just know a couple of hacks that get me by on like the stuff I'm doing specifically. But if anybody had special requests, I'd be like,
Well, I guess that's the whole issue with being a cover designer, right? Is that you have to like know so much more that like it's not just knowing what you can do and working around your limitations. Yeah, but still, your covers are great. So that is all good. Did you?
There was a lot of that this weekend of the like, don't design your own covers, don't be that guy, and I'm like.
Because most people can't pull off what you're pulling off. Like, guys, don't design your own covers unless you're Chloe. Then you're cool. Then you're fine.
I'm my best.
But I think some writers do have that, right? Like sometimes a writer has the ability to be like an artist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then some of us are like, sort of better at other aspects.
Right.
I'm really good at typesetting.
I do have an art background. It's just usually I get caught up on the actual like equipment side of things, the tech side of things. Like right now, trying to get this effect to work. That isn't. I'm doing like a backdoor way of trying to get it to work. And I probably didn't need this script, right? If I knew better what I was doing, I could probably just make it happen without a whole script doing it, because obviously what it does is all stuff that's at my disposal within the program. I just don't know how to do it. And I know that this tool works really well. I just got to I've now like completely lost that paintbrush because I have so many brushes now. And I have completely lost the brushes that I used on the Kano cover because they're on my other laptop.
Of course.
Yeah. And on my laptop, I'm on my desktop now, and like good effing luck ever hunting those down, unless I literally just do the like most obvious and go into the brush file and transfer. I don't know.
Okay, if Charlie Dorset is still here, Charlie, can you tell us what this whole World Anvil summer camp thing is in like, comment form, I guess.
Is Charlie still here?
I don't know.
Is she still here?
I don't know. But we're very intrigued.
She was ending her stream, so like it could have been.
She may have needed a break for like life.
To bed, yeah.
That's very fair. But if you're here, Charlie, we are way interested. And also, so I have a writing related, like a sort of a similar kind of problem, but in like another vein.
Okay.
In the like, this is something a writer should not do for themselves. So like, I need help. I need an audiobook version for my memoir that I wrote. And I actually would like to do the recording because it's kind of a personal memoir and narration is really expensive, but more importantly, really super personal memoir. But I can't do the editing. Like I'm not good at, well, not the editing. I can't do the finishing process. Do you know what I mean? Like making it sound really good. And I know that there are people out there who do those services. So guys, if any of you know of somebody great, or like if you've done something like this, or you have ideas on where to find that, I am trying to figure that out right now.
So what you're looking for is you are capable of doing all of the like cutting and pasting to get everything seamless, but you need somebody to be able to fix your levels. I'm sorry, there's like a bunch of weird sounds happening outside. You need somebody who can fix the levels and remove background sound and stuff like that.
Yeah, and ideally tell me what settings I need to put my like Audacity at so that they can work with my files later on, right? So like I need them to set me up for success and then take the files after I like edit, do the cutting and pasting part. Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's a huge skill. It's kind of like what you're talking about but in like audio version. I can't do the effects. I don't know how to do it. I don't have time to figure it out.
And like this is something, what you're working on is something that I have looked into, not to read, because I can't read my own stuff. It's really weird with my my submission for Pride and Prejudice. A couple of people complimented my reading voice, and like I had a speech impediment well until adulthood, so I'm not like, obviously I will just like do things that I'm massively uncomfortable with, because here I am talking for hours on end, but like I'm not comfortable with my speaking voice because it was a speech impediment for well over half of my life. But I did look into it, and I know that like with DaVinci, there is, I mean, it's a video editing program, but they do have audio editing, and like they do have like a cool tool that removes the background sound. So
Yeah. There's so Audacity, which is like the free. I don't know if
Mhm.
DaVinci is free, but Audacity
DaVinci
is
is
totally
free.
free.
The weird thing with
Um,
DaVinci is that it's professional software. So, like, there is a learning curve on it, but it's free.
I mean, Audacity is. I think it's fairly impressive in terms of what it can do. There's a bazillion tutorials out there about it, and a lot of people use it.
Mm.
And it has background removing and filters and ways that you can fix your tone and all this sort of stuff that you need.
Yeah. I can't hear it. I know how to do all of that stuff, but they're like I'm listening to somebody do it, like watching a demo on how to do this, and like the background sound I totally get, but there's all this stuff about like removing the bad notes. And they'll be like, this is a bad note right here, removing it. And I'm like, I don't know what was bad about that. And I don't,
Yeah.
but I do know, at least with DaVinci, how to remove the background sound and how
Mhm.
to, um, what's it called? Where you get the volume
Yeah. Like the basic stuff so
standardized.
that you could like podcast or something. Yeah.
Yes.
I could do that. I can make my stuff acceptable for a podcast. I can't,
Yeah.
I'm not. Like once you get to like you said, like this is a bad note or like figuring out what to do with breaths. Like how many breaths need to be taken out? Do they all need to be taken out? Is there like a way to do this automatically? I think there is. Like I think there's stuff that will take out some of
Oh,
your
I would,
breathing.
yeah, I would think that it would be the exact same thing that removes the background sound.
It's
Because
similar.
I know that with DaVinci, basically what you do is you isolate a part of the recording that
Mhm.
is only background sound, and then it
Right.
just removes everything that's in that range. So I would assume that it would be the same with breath, where you isolate a breath and it removes everything that sounds like a breath.
See, this is why I need a professional because, like, yes, some of your breathing is background noise, but when you're narrating, you're also like taking breaths before sentences, and you're trying not to make that super obnoxious, but but you have to breathe sometimes. So like how much of that do you try to remove it? Do you leave in some of it? Is there like a pass that somebody can do? But it's different because you're breathing without talking is not as heavy as you're breathing when you are talking. So
Right.
like the noise background doesn't fix it at all. Um, and also that has different levels. Like when you do the noise cancellation, there's like sort of high amounts of background noise that you can take out and low amounts. And I think usually audiobooks they want room tone. What's that? What's room tone? Like how much background noise is that? Is it
I
little? Is
I
it a lot?
thought you wanted like the I'm in a padded closet for
I don't think so. I think they
so
want you to
then this is
sound
something I will
natural.
never deal with.
Yeah, right? So
I now in
seriously out of my
retrospect,
realm.
I wish I had that last convention that I did. I think it was a Balticon. I think it was Balticon. They had a panel on this, but like I didn't know anything, so I was just listening to it, and I wish I had paid better attention or let you know so you could have asked the right question.
Well, I mean, and this is a lot like cover design. Like you hear people talk about it and they'll go, you should never narrate your own stuff. You should just like never, ever, ever do it.
Oh, yeah, you
Okay.
just you don't tell people that you're doing that. We should do
Well,
a sprint though. Like,
yeah.
are you gonna do another sprint? Because
Can we do like a 10 minute? Let's do a 10
we
minute.
could do a TED.
Okay.
This will be the last sprint. Sorry,
We had
we
things
got
to talk about.
to talking a
Apologies.
bunch. We got really excited about things. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, we're only losing 10 minutes of sprints though. Like
All
usually
right.
we do 90. No, it's fine. Normally we do 90 minutes of sprinting. Today we are doing 80 minutes of sprinting, and we're gonna do I think it's a cherry
We'll be
tree.
better next week.
Yes. Oh, I keep forgetting to like put this up here so you guys could see what's going on. Anyway, doing
Yay.
the cherry tree. It's 2 past the hour. We'll see you guys at 12 past for final farewells. And then Sandy, make sure I raid somebody.
Okay.
Because I've got a bunch of viewers that need to go past on to somebody else. Okay.
Okay.
12 minutes on the clock. We'll see 10 minutes, excuse me. We'll see you at 12 past. That was so fast. I guess we knew it was going to be fast, but it still gave me a startle.
Yeah. Well, I finished my Facebook comment. And then I did go back to my story, and I should have spent the whole time working on that. Maybe tomorrow. I might have some time tomorrow.
I messed around with filters and did not actually make any progress on this. Partially because sometimes with filters in GIMP, you try to do like something real fast, and instead it's like, oh, I'm going to spend the next 17 minutes rendering this. Don't mind me, but also don't touch me or I will absolutely crash on you.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's okay. It's unfortunate that like I didn't even end up liking the effect, but that's okay.
If you are with us, thank you so much for writing with us tonight. We really appreciate the company.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining.
Chloe, you probably have things coming out like books and such. I don't right now, but
I don't.
What do people need to be watching for? Like, what's your next stream? What's your
I don't know when my next stream is. I will be starting Camp Nano tomorrow, so that is a thing that is happening. I did just have that video come out on YouTube under my Chloe Alice Balkin channel. Delilah Knows the Truth is the title of it. It was my Pride and Prejudice Pride Month anthology entry, which Charlie Dorset is hosting the actual anthology. So that just happened. My erotic short fiction today was about sex in a ball pit. So that's, that is the level of content I produce daily.
Please don't ever do this, you guys. Like this is one of these, do not try at home.
So what's funny about it was that I wasn't even sure if it was going to get into the anthology or into the publication I was submitting it to, and then I sent it to her, and she was like, "This was so good, and it fits the bill for our competition that we're doing right now." So I'm putting it in her competition, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's sex in a ball pit."
I mean, you know what? Adults have all kinds of little kinks that they might enjoy. That's all I have to say about that.
Fair.
Ball pits are fun. Just again, guys, no, don't read, but don't do.
Yeah, exactly. Although I do make a big issue out of how unsanitary it is. It is in their own house, and the only reason they do it is because he just got a big commission and is like, I want to do this, and then I'm going to pay to have every flipping one of these balls sanitized because I want to do this, and we're going to have the extra money. I wish I was making it up, but this is like erotica.
So he puts a ball pit into his house so that he can have sex in a ball pit.
No, they they buy a house that already has a ball pit in it.
Wow.
And she wants to get rid of it. And he's like, no, we're keeping it. And she's like, okay, but we're absolutely not having sex in it because that's not sanitary. And then at one point he takes a side gig do you see that my cat is stalking something right now? I'm worried there's a bug on my bed. Anyway, so he gets a commission and is like, it is going to be enough for me to pay somebody to come in and clean every single one of these ball pit balls. So we're having sex in this ball pit.
Oh my God. Only you would come up with commission to clean the balls and the ball pit so that the erotic adventure could happen there. We gotta go, you guys.
It's
you
because
guys should all go.
Things. Yeah, we're done. By the way, this is
we're done. And Chloe, you should raid something. What are you raiding? Where are you raiding to?
Thank you. Let me see who I'm raiding. I should have also had this figured out in advance, but here we are. Let me actually get over to Oh my God, I'm so unprepared for this. Also, I don't have like any clever thing for you guys to say when you go to the stream. We're just going to pretend. Oh my God, why is nobody streaming that I know? Hold on.
What kinds of
also, if you are in Twitch right now and you have a streamer for me to bounce to,
let us know.
Because I have one person on here, but I don't think they are doing. I don't think they're writing.
Can you just like search writers or something?
This is like the problem. We actually have a petition going on right now to get a tag for us for exactly this reason. Oh
yeah, because you need to know who to go to.
Okay, so I don't
right now,
you guys, know this person, but I think they were actually involved with my thing. Oh yes, I recognize this person. I don't currently have them followed, but I found a place for us to go to.
Yay!
So and they're gonna be like, who is this person that it just like is randomly rating me? But here we go. Hopefully this works, because that's the other thing, is that I panic every time I try to do one of these things. Did that work? Oh yes, there it is. I panic every single time. Hopefully this will just like send people off to Travis Tavern Talk.
Okay. Hello, Travis Tavern Talk, and good luck to everybody who's going there. Yes. So hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it worked. Awesome. And I'm going to do it right now. So he's going to be like, what is happening? But that's okay. We're gone. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining. Bye. There we go.